Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. The following confession that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a message that I received from one of our dear sister, and the message, it reads like this. Hello, Brother Nanshi, how are you? Please post my story as anonymous. I am a South African woman. I am a woman that is living with a disability. I honestly thought that God had gifted me when he gave me the man that I call my husband today. As a woman that is living with a disability, I always struggled to find love. And when this man came around and he told me that he loved me with the way that I was, he did not see a disabled woman in me, I was so happy. I even asked the church pastors several times, and they said, do you think that I should get married to this man? And they told me that yes, I was supposed to enjoy life as well like any other normal woman, because having a disability does not mean that you are abnormal. So this is where I am. This is what your people has done to me, Brother Nash. I'm a Christian woman. I was raised in a home for abandoned children after my mother left me literally on the doors of that home, on the streets as a baby, because I don't have any biological family. I just grew up at that home for the abandoned children, and this home, it is sponsored by a certain church. Very good people, they are so good, but the pastors right now, they are unable to assist me for real, because they are benefiting financially from my husband. So they have been telling me to think about other kids as well that are in the same situation as I was in when I was abandoned by my own mother. So, Brother Nashi, when my mother gave birth to me, because of the disability that I had, my mother was unable to take care of me. So what she did was that she just looked for a home where she went and she left me. I don't know my mother. I do not know my father. So I met my husband. I'll change the dates because I'm scared that people, they might know that it is me from our church. That is why I have not mentioned the type of a disability that I do have. So when I met my current husband 5 years ago, I will say it was an amazing feeling. We had been taken to the mall because each and every month end we used to go on a taxi, but it was a taxi that belonged to the home where we were staying. So we would go to the mall so that we can do our shopping each and every month end. When we went there, that was when I was approached by such a handsome man. He came to me and he asked for my phone numbers. I was like, really? Do you want my phone numbers? I was scared to give it to him, but I don't know why. I gave it to him. So after I had given him my phone numbers, then we started to talk on WhatsApp. I kept on telling him that I was not sure about this relationship, where it was headed to. I had never been with a man in bed all of my entire life, and he was so excited about me being a virgin. But from the beginning, even though he is very financially stable, provided for me, even started to donate money to the home, to the pastors. Whilst we were getting ready to get married, he bought a car for one of the pastors from our church. This man, he has money, which is all that I ever wanted. But from the beginning, there was a big problem. There is a wall that is between us. He told me plainly that he does not believe in Christ. He believes that Jesus Christ is just a figment of imagination of people. He does not believe in a Christian God. And I told him that, but I'm a Christian. He said, no, it's fine. You can practice your Christianity. I won't bother you. I won't stop you. But one thing that I want you to understand about me is that I serve the spirits of my grandfather, meaning that he is into ancestral worship. So I said, okay, it's fine. And I went and I spoke with the pastor. Since the pastor was getting a lot of gifts from him, This pastor of ours is non-South African. So because of the financial benefits that he started to get from my fiance, I think that is why he pushed us into getting married. And he said, no, it's fine. It is actually a good thing. And I said, how so? How can you say that it is a good thing? And then he said to me, it is a good thing, my daughter, because this will make him come to Christ. I know for a fact that he is going to be called to Jesus Christ. You are going to convert him through this marriage. I respected his culture because I did not understand him. I would watch him perform rituals even when we were on our honeymoon. When he broke my virginity, he was wearing his clothes. I was naked and he was wearing a red robe. And that is how we made love on the first night that we spent together. And when we came back to South Africa, I watched him perform rituals every morning before work. He would wrap himself in those ceremonial clothes, like the red one, the black garment, the white garment, and he would be snuffing strong traditional tobacco, and he would be burning herbs in our home because he bought a home after we had gotten married. And whenever you would burn these herbs, I would close myself up in my bedroom, but still it would make my head to spin. He allowed me to go to church, but he strictly forbade any pastors that were strong pastors from our church to come to step onto our property. The only pastors that come and visit us, for a fact, I know that these are not your so strong pastors from our church. So I said, okay, it's fine. This is where we are. And since I had been told by my pastor, my personal pastor, that even though he is practicing this African tradition, think of people that go to your Shembe church, the ZCC. Do you think that they are going to hell? No, they won't go to hell. It is just that they believe in their own ancestors as well. So just think about it. Don't think too much about it, even though there were things that I was seeing in the house that I could not understand. And because of where I am coming from, as a woman that was dumped by her own mother in the streets because of a disability, I then started to think about some of the kids. You know, there are women after they would have given birth. Those women, when they give birth in the hospital, they are asked if they are able to go with their children home. Some of them, they will say that no, I can't go with this child because it is a disability. So there are women who even reject their kids at birth. They just reject their kids. So I was thinking about those kids, and I was like, dear God, maybe you have brought me into this situation. You have brought me into this situation because you know that out there are other kids that are like me, that are going to be born like me, and you want me to be there for them. And the way that I'm going to be there for them, it is through the financial backing of my husband, even though he worships demons and I do not agree with the things that he do, but I'm going to stay in this relationship because I want other kids that are going to be born to have a cushion so that they can have and live a better life. So my husband is the biggest sponsor right now at the home where I grew up in. So I said, it is just cultural difference. I'm South African, he's Zimbabwean. I can't expect him to do the things that he would have done if he was from my own tribe. I said, as long as he is taking care of me, as long as he is taking care of the needs of the kids that are at the home where I grew up staying, it will be okay. I will let him be. But you know, when I fell pregnant the first time, I fell pregnant and the baby was okay. I gave birth, then mysteriously at exactly 3 months old, I was devastated. My baby woke up and my baby girl had a missing ear. The ear was missing, Brother Nashi. I don't know how it happened. Since I can't get out of bed on my own, my maid, she came running to the bedroom. The way that she was knocking, I knew that there was something that was wrong. And then she told me that the baby had passed away. My baby was sleeping with a nanny, and I did not even understand how my baby had passed away. If my baby had just died without any body part of his that was missing, I would have said, no, it's okay. That is what God has decided. But my baby had a missing left ear. Where it had gone to, there was no one who could even no one could even tell me where this ear had gone to. And what surprised me, when someone cuts your ear, you are supposed to see blood, but there was no blood. It was as if my baby was born without an ear. The place where her left ear used to be, it was sealed dry, and there was no proof that she had had an ear once. So then I started to cry. My husband asked me what we were supposed to do. Were we supposed to have a normal burial, or we could just cremate him? I was grieving, Brother Nashi. I said, you can do whatever that you can do. I was devastated. I have no sisters, no mom, no auntie. I thought that my kids are supposed to be my living relatives. My husband told me that we will have a child. Is it normal? My husband told me that we are going to have a child in 2030. That is what he told me. I don't know why. And when I ask him about it, he says to me that we are going to have a child in 2030. Maybe that is when his rituals are going to expire. So as I was grieving, my husband prepared for the funeral. And my husband, I asked him what he was going to do about the missing body part of our daughter. He said, no, it's fine. There is no problem at all. Let us just bury him. We buried our daughter. Then he did something to me that I have never witnessed in my entire life. So they took me to the graveyard, and there was this other prophetess from Zim that he flew to South Africa. They tied a red rope around my waist, and then they threw that rope, it was long, into the grave after they had put the coffin of my daughter into the grave. Then after that was when they said I should walk, and I was not supposed to look back. He said that they were removing my umbilical cord from the umbilical cord of my daughter so that I'll be able to have kids in the future. That is a ritual that my husband made me to perform. So I went to another pastor, the one that my husband does not like at all. When I went there, the pastor prayed for me, and it was in the afternoon. The pastor then said, let us pray so that God is going to reveal the secret that is between you and your husband, and you need to fast and you need to pray in secret. And when I was fasting, my husband, he rushed out of the house. It was in the afternoon, and he forgot his wallet on the dresser. I nearly fell down as I was trying to reach for my wheelchair so that I can get out of bed. Usually I do not touch these things, but it felt as if an invisible hand guided me on that day. I managed to drag myself towards the dresser without calling the maid. I opened the wallet, expecting to find cash or receipts and bank cards. Instead, I found, Brother Nashim, an ear that was my daughter's ear. It was in there. It was dried. I saw it. It was dried. It was inside of his wallet. I put the wallet back exactly where it was. My hands were shaking so hard. My husband, minutes later, came back. He was driving his G-Wagon. That beast was screaming when he drove into the driveway. If we had little kids, I'm sure that he would have hit them with the way that he drove into the driveway. He did not even say hello to me. He ran straight for the wallet. He did not even ask me how I had managed to get out of bed. He did not do such a thing. He looked at me and he said, "Did you touch this?" When he was looking at me, his eyes, they changed as if they were no longer the eyes of a human being. I lied and I said no. And then he came close to me. What he did was that he held my hands and he started sniffing them. And he said to me, "You are lying. You are not supposed to touch my wallet." Then he kissed me on my forehead. Since that day, this wallet of his, I can't even see it. I have fallen pregnant several times, and those pregnancies have ended up in miscarriages. I had another child soon after that, and this child, I had him for nearly 5 months, and my child passed away. So my husband is a ritualist, this I know. I am a South African woman who is staying with a man, and the worst part about it is that I am a woman living with a disability. I am with a man who buys a lot of presents for the pastors, for the home where I grew up staying, and because they also want financial benefit from him, it is obvious that they will keep on supporting him. And here I am at 33 years old. I am being told by my husband, he married me for real. He has taken me to places. He respects me. One thing about him, even if it was to be said that he is a ritualist, one thing about him is that he respects me like I don't know how to explain it to you. He treats me as if I do not have a disability at all. One day when I was praying, I felt as if maybe my husband, he chose to be married to a woman with a disability for a reason. Maybe when he did his rituals, maybe he was told that in order for you to enjoy money, you are supposed to be with a woman that is living with a disability. I really do not know, but that is what I have been thinking about. Whenever I think about this, I start to cry. I try to pray. So he told me to be patient with his ancestors, because he said that his ancestors, they told him that we are going to have a child in 2030. When I tried to ask him, why are we unable to have a child? He says to me, be patient, because I am also patient. I am patiently waiting for 2030, where I have been told that I am going to have a child by who he does not want to say. So this is where I am right now. I just am going to wait. What else am I going to do? I will have to wait until the time when his gods are going to grant us a child, as he has been telling me. But I have come here, brother, to complain to you that this is what your brother has done to me. He says that he loves me, he never mistreats me, he never raises his voice to me. The only time that I saw him angry, I can say that the way that he was angry at me, like I told you, the way that he drove his G-Wagon on that day, he loves his car like it is the second wife. He loves it. If he is driving it, he is always smooth. He does not overspeed. He just drives it in a nice way. But on that day, the way that he was driving into the driveway, I can just imagine from where he came from at his offices, he was overspeeding. That was the only day when I can say that I saw him being angry with me. Apart from that, he has never been angry at me. So I know that your culture is beautiful, but I'm scared that this man of mine, maybe he is communicating with demons and the devil. Sometimes I can bleed even when I am on my period, but when I tell him that I'm bleeding down there, then it stops. The moment that I say I'm bleeding, then it stops when I tell him that I will be bleeding. So this is where I am right now. I am thinking of calling one of the pastors that he has strictly told me to never bring into our home, to see what will happen. But at the same time, I do not want to be a woman without a husband. So I feel as if I have been imprisoned by him, by his love, but by his rituals on the other side of the coin. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear sister. Strange things indeed they do happen in this world. Let us try to speak with our dear sister in the comment section. Can you imagine? There is no culture like that. What is happening? It is just rituals and money rituals. Let us try to speak with our sister in the comment section.